Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Tech Bites. Discover actionable insights with Veeam Intelligence. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Kirsten Stoner, a technologist on the product strategy team here at Veeam, and I am here today with Matt. Matt, introduce yourself for anybody just in case they've never seen you before.
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. Thanks for having me back on again. I always enjoy these tech bites. My name is Matt Crape. I am a senior technical product marketer, work with product marketing team here at Veeam, and thrilled to be here today.
Awesome. And we have such a special day planned for you guys. So if you're tuning in, I know it's, coming up on the holidays, everybody's kind of zoning out, not doing much. But if you're one of the lucky ones that have tuned in today, you are in for a treat. So first things first, we just have a few announcements that we wanted to bring to your attention. So the first announcements that we have is the Veeam Vanguard program applications nominations are open. And if you're not familiar with the Veeam Vanguard program, this is one of Veeam's community programs that we have. And it's a great program. We're celebrating 10 years this year. So, I've been at Veeam now for 10 years. So this is one of the first projects I worked on at Veeam. And it's just a really good community. So Matt, you used to be a Veeam Vanguard. So how would you describe this program in your own words?
Oh, I could go on and on about it, but it truly is something very special, very unique. It's a fantastic way for customers, advocates, partners to get that real deep inside knowledge from the Veeam perspective. But it also creates a true sense of community that I've never seen mimicked anywhere else, nowhere to the same degree, anyways. It's a very special program, tons of benefits and perks. Ultimately, it really is the people that make the program what it is, whether it's on the Veeam side, whether it's on the Vanguard side. But by all means, if you think you've got the stuff, go ahead, apply for it, sell yourself, right? That's one of the hardest things I always had to face every year when I applied for my renewal, is a lot of us tend to be very humble, and you really kind of have to shine a light on what you're doing, why you think that you should be part of this program, as well as what you think you could bring to the program. So absolutely get out there. I've written about it a lot in the past, whether on my blog, on LinkedIn, but absolutely go for the application.
Yeah, and even this year we have some pictures up here from the Veeam 100 Summit in Berlin. So one of the perks of the program is we actually have the members come and we do special briefings for them about new releases, products. They get to talk to product management directly. So it's a really great program, and it's one of my favorite things that I do for sure here at Veeam is just being able to interact with the community. The next announcement that we have is VeeamON 2025, right? So if you know Veeam, we have our customer event, VeeamON 2025, and the call for speakers is open. So if you're interested in, speaking at this event and sharing your knowledge and your insights about Veeam, definitely go to the veeamon.com website and submit your session here. I love VeeamON too, just as much as I love the Veeam Vanguards, I still love VeeamON, and it's going to be a great event, and we would love to have you participate in it.
Yeah, just to echo those comments, I've been there as a speaker from the customer side. I've been there as, from the partner side when I worked at VMware, and I've been there multiple times now as a Veeam employee. It really is a fantastic conference. If you're looking to sort of up your Veeam game, whether it's 365, Veeam Data Platform, just overall resilience, by all means, make sure that you attend. But if you've got a great idea, submit that talk, right? There's a great way to sort of go in there and help others, share your knowledge and learn from others as well at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. And it is a great event. So we're going to get started now with our topic today, discover actionable insights with Veeam Intelligence, but we also want to make sure that we're hearing from you where you're watching from. So in the chat, be sure to make sure to put your country of where you're watching from, because we would love to turn that map green. I'm in Columbus. Matt is in Ontario.
Yes.
Okay. The regions in Canada get a little blurry, they're all very different, but they're all different ways. So I'm in Columbus. Our video guys in Columbus. We have Serena, she is in Texas, and then we have Matt that is in Ontario. So be sure to drop where you're watching from, and let's get started. So if you guys are familiar with, Veeam's new release, we really talked about this new functionality, this new capability that Veeam is offering to our customers through the Veeam data platform, and that is what is called Veeam Intelligence. And really, when we think about, powering data resiliency for businesses and making sure that they're staying resilient against disruptions, it's really more than just backup, right? It's a lot of different things that you need to consider. It's backup, it's recovery, it's portability, it's security, and it's data intelligence. And all these things put together is going to help maintain that resiliency. Matt, what do you have to say?
I mean, I love these 5 pillars that we have here. You find, these pillars throughout all the products in the Veeam portfolio in some fashion. Ultimately, we're here to, Veeam, we kind of grew our market around data backup, but we care about recovery, right? What good's a backup if you don't recover? But we talked about at length about any of these pillars, but today we're actually going to dive a little bit deeper into data intelligence, right? You have all this data. What can you do with the data?
Yeah, and data intelligence has actually been within Veeam now since Veeam Intelligent Diagnostics, which I always think was released with Veeam 1 version 9.5 update 4, but I'm not quite sure if that's the right answer, but that's really where it started, being able to reuse that data and get actionable insights from it. But since then, it's really evolved, right? We introduced the AI digital assistant within Veeam Backup and Replication a few years ago. And now we have the Veeam Intelligence functionality also within Veeam 1 within the Veeam Data Platform Advanced. And this is really going to help you understand, some of those things that you're seeing within your environment and increase the usability of the product.
Yeah, those are all great points. We hear so much about AI these days being used everywhere. What I really like about the way that we've incorporated this, Veeam Intelligent, is we can actually ask it, just natural language questions. Sometimes we're afraid to ask questions and we feel like a dumb person, whether it's reaching out on the forums, asking a coworker. Well, you know what? Veeam Intelligence won't shame you, won't judge you. If you've got questions in there, maybe things like what sort of insights can you give me, about my environment, you can have a full-on conversation and start going down the rabbit hole with it. So it really is a very cool addition to the product suite.
Yeah, and speaking of intelligence, right? What's better than testing our intelligence with a little game called Veeam Party, a new take on Jeopardy. So we've prepared, a Jeopardy style game, and we're going to start asking each other questions and seeing if we know the answers because, we are Veeam employees, so we should know all these answers, but also we want to hear from you in the audience. So if you guys have a column or a point number you want us to answer that question, be sure to put it in the chat because we want you to help us test our knowledge. So some of the categories we have are AI powered threat detection, ask AI, diagnostics and remediation, and lastly, reuse or recycle. So, Matt, I'll let you choose first on what you want to go for.
Ooh, for the record, we're doing this live, right? So we are being judged here on our answers. Let's go for reuse or recycle for 200.
Okay, so let's do this. Reuse or recycle for 200. What version of the Veeam data platform introduced the Veeam AI chatbot?
Oh, I know this one. This is definitely 12.1.
Yes, that is correct. So
Huzzah.
200 points for Matt. I am keeping score on my little card here, and we'll see who wins in the end. Okay, so let's go. Now it's my turn. Oops, it didn't work out right. Oh, sorry guys. That worked out when I first created this, you know what I mean? Okay. So I'm gonna go for let's see here. I'm going to go for diagnostics and remediation for 400. How many alarms have predefined actions are available for issue resolutions? So how many alarms have predefined actions available for issue resolution? And I know when it was first released, I think it was around 10 predefined actions, but it's been innovated, right? So we've added more actions. So I'm going to go for 15. 15 is my answer. And Matt, do you think that's right?
I think that's right. Yeah, I'm trying to do the counts in my head.
Okay, awesome. So I got 400 points. So if you're not familiar with, predefined actions that are available, this is a Veeam 1 feature, so you would need Veeam Data Platform Advanced. And for every alarm, there is an action that you're able to set for that alarm. So say, for example, you have the alarm VM with no backup. So for that alarm, you can set an action. So if that alarm was triggered, it could automatically add that virtual machine to a backup job. It could create a Veeam zip. It could, create a job and then have it run the job or anything like that. So this is really a functionality that can come really helpful to help with automatic issue resolution. So you're not having to manually go in and add that virtual machine to a job. It's also important to note, right? So a lot of times we might be spinning up virtual machines and we might just simply forget to add these to a backup job. So this is really good, going to be a good way to make sure that all your machines are protected. And then lastly, predefined actions are available for certain alarms, so the most common alarms. But for those alarms that don't have a predefined action available to them, you can write a script and have it run that script when that alarm is triggered as well. So some really cool and innovative functionality within Veeam 1 that you can utilize.
What I really like about the script portion is that it really opens up the door to possibilities, right? You could then basically do whatever you need to do via script if there isn't a predetermined action available. So definitely something to look into. So that being said, I think it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Let's go for the AI threat detection for 400.
Okay, so AI-powered threat detection for 400. What malware detection methods are supported?
Okay, well, I know there's more than three, so this, it should be good. So we've got the inline malware detection engine, which basically looks for entropy analysis, right? So it looks for new encrypted blocks and so forth. So that's pretty cool. We've got some signature-based detection options, including the new Veeam Threat Hunter, which is integrated right into Veeam Data Platform Advanced. And we've also got Yara, right? So we can leverage Yara rules to look for threats, make sure that your backups are clean when you're restoring them, especially after you've been compromised. Say, hey, you know what? We've been compromised by this variant. Let's make sure that as we're restoring our backups, we're not just putting that back into production. So I'll go with those three.
Yeah, those are right. Those are all right. You know your stuff when it comes to malware detection, that's for sure. Would you say that, so if you were setting up your environment, what type of malware detection method do you think you would, use in your environment, Matt? Is there one that, you find more effective than others, or are they all kind of looking at different things?
They're all multiple tools in the toolbox, right? And you've got some that you use, as part of the backup, right? Like the inline scanning. We've got the new IOC tools detection that we have. So if somebody drops, let's say, I don't know, filezilla.exe on your server somewhere, we can actually find that as part of the backup. So even before the attacker starts their attack, you can actually get notified by that sort of stuff, right? And then of course you got the Yara stuff, which after an attack's taken place and you're trying to recover, going back to what I was saying about clean recovery. So I know you asked for one, but no, I wouldn't limit myself to one.
Nice. Okay, so I did realize that I made the link up here to go back to thing. I totally forgot
Huzzah.
about that. Woo! We're making strides here today. So before we go to the map, I know the map is getting ready. I am going to go for, so you got that one. I need to mark you down, 400. So I'm going to go for Ask AI for 200, and we're going to do our first little demo here. So Ask AI, are all my VMware servers up to date? So, let's hop into the lab real quick and let's check it out.
So
So
hold
I
on,
do
who's going to get the points for this one?
I think that I'm going to get the points for this one because I'm asking AI. I'm the one that's typing in the answer. So to access the new Veeam Intelligence within 12.3, you're going to need to access the Veeam 1 web client, right? And it's going to be this new little icon up here in the corner. I didn't set up Zoom it, so I should probably maybe enable that real quick if I can. Do that real quick, just so that we can zoom it if we need to. I apologize for the delay here. Okay. Hopefully it's running. So I'm going to click ahead on this, and it's going to take a little bit time to open up. I can just say hello, and it's going to come back to me and ask me how it can assist me, right? So my question was, are all of my VMware servers up to date?
And just while you're doing that, the neat thing with this is it can actually be run in two different modes, right? So we got the basic mode, which is similar to what you saw, in the Veeam AI chatbot within VBR. But then we've also got the advanced mode now, which leverages a lot of generative AI, right? So like you can see what Kirsten just wrote here, and it's able to go out there and actually look at your infrastructure for you.
Yeah, so basically what we took a look at here is you can see that all my backup servers that are added into my Veeam 1 console here, only one of them is actually updated to 12.3, which is mine. I'll have to let Rick and Julia know that they need to update theirs. But it does say that all the VMware servers that are connected are up to date. So that is some good news there. And so now let's go to the map real quick because I know the map is ready. So let's go over and switch over to that. So in North America and Central America, we have Atlanta, Georgia. Hello, welcome. California. And we have Winterville, which I'm not quite sure where Winterville is. Is it in Alaska? Is it in the North Pole? Is that what we're looking at here? Is Santa coming to town? I don't know, Matt. Is he coming to town?
I don't know, but what my takeaway is apparently Santa's watching the live stream right now, or maybe it's one of his elves who's looking to implement some data resilience in the elves workshop.
That's true. That is true. It could be one of his elves, or Santa's just kept watching us to make sure that we are being good on here and we're not
Ooh.
being too bad. That could be something as well. In Europe, we have Lebanon and Romania joining us. So thank you guys all for joining us today. I appreciate taking the time out of your busy week to join. So let's hop back into the PowerPoint. And so I got that 200 points here. So right now, me and Matt are tied for first. So Matt, which one are you gonna go for?
We got to go big if it's a tie. So let's go for reuse or recycle for 600, please.
Reuse or recycle for 600. What is the API that allows you to reuse your data, and when was it introduced? So it's two parts.
So I know it is a data integration API because I love that API. It lets you basically take your backups, open them up, not make any changes to them, but then you start running analysis against the data that's in there, right? Maybe you're looking for specific file types. Hey, how many MP3s do I have on this file server that should have none, right? So the data integration API, know for sure that's it. As for the version, trying to remember. I keep thinking 9.5 update 4 because that was such a big release, but I am going to go with V10 because I seem to recall it launched in parallel with the NAS backup.
Yes, you're right. It did. And yeah, that is a really cool capability that has been implemented. So I agree. That's some good stuff right there. So 600 points for Matt. Now it's my turn, and I think I'm going to go. I'm a little nervous. I don't know. I get nervous testing mine. I'm not a good test taker. But all my friends from home say I'm book smart, so there's that. I'll go for. So you went for 600.
I did.
I'll go for. I feel like if I choose to ask AI for 600, that's kind of a cheap shot. Like I don't know.
Bring it on.
So maybe I'll go for diagnostics and remediation for 600.
Okay.
Okay, so diagnostics and remediation for 600. Describe this diagram. Okay, this is the Veeam Intelligence Diagnostics architecture. So this is how Veeam Intelligence Diagnostics works. And if you're not familiar with Veeam Intelligence Diagnostics, basically it's a set of signatures or alarms that are included in Veeam 1 that have been identifies common misconfiguration errors within the product configuration itself. And basically, customer support has identified these as like the most common issues that they're seeing. And when it detects this within your environment, it triggers this signature or this alarm, and it'll give you exactly, what the issue is, how to resolve it, and a VID number so that if you go to open a customer support case, you can use that VID number and they will be immediately able to fix your issue and provide you with that hot fix because they'll know exactly what issue you're talking about. So really streamlining issue resolution even further. And so this is really how Veeam Intelligent Diagnostics works. So you're the user and you get this alarm. In the back end, Veeam 1 is looking at that your Veeam backup and replication server and analyzing those logs, right? And it's going to find that, issue, and it's going to alert you with that alarm. And then on the Veeam side, we have customer support with every new release, with every new version. They're, getting support calls and they're identifying these common issues, and they're updating the knowledge base, which is then in turn updating those signatures into Veeam 1. So you can update these signatures within Veeam 1 periodically, maybe every month. You can set it on a schedule to update so that it will be able to detect these new common issues that are happening. So that is my description of the diagram.
That's a pretty good description. You definitely get a pass from me on that one for sure. The intelligent diagnostics I've always found so interesting to your point, right? If support's able to identify these issues, like let's just fix them for you, right? Like before it becomes a problem. So fantastic.
Yeah, that is some good stuff. And I think that was one of those things that was released too in version 10. I mean, I don't mean to bring up the past or anything, but that's some good stuff. So I know we have a couple more minutes left. So Matt, what's their next category?
Oh, I gotta go big again. Let's go AI-powered threat detection for 600.
AI-powered threat detection for 600. When would someone use Veeam Threat Hunter?
Ooh, okay. So this is a good one because this is probably one of the favorite features I have with 12.3 release. So Veeam Threat Hunter is basically integrated antivirus. So you might be saying, well, why would I use that? Maybe in the past you're using your own for when you're performing secure restores and whatnot. What's cool with this one is first of all, because it's integrated so tightly, performance, right? You're absolutely going to get more performance out of this versus any sort of bring your own antivirus solution out there. The second thing that's really cool about this is you have to take it with the approach of, hey, you know what? You're using your antivirus in production, whether it's Microsoft Defender or whatever else is out there. But when it comes to doing a restore, now you've got a second antivirus engine that you're actually using as well. So you're able to sort of get that second opinion, leveraging two separate signature-based engines. So if you haven't checked this out yet, like I said, it's brand new in VDP 12.3. We got docs in the Help Center about it. It's a VDP advanced license feature. So highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. I would give you that answer too. I think that was a pretty good description. So we have Matt leading, and I'm going to ask one more question because I know we're coming up on time, and I want to show off some more of this Ask AI functionality. So I'm going to go Ask AI for 400. So we're going to ask AI, right? What are the most critical alarms in my environment? So let's switch over to the demo, and let's type this in. What are the most critical alarms? So yeah, now it's going to take a look at my environment and hopefully it will tell me, what do you think? Do you think it will tell me all the alarms that are going off, Matt?
I have faith in it. Yeah, I've got faith in AI. It's not Skynet yet. Whoa.
Wow, so I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of issues going on. I guess I need to set up some remediation actions on my alarms to get those fixed. Um, but yeah, so basically I asked it, what are my most critical alarms in my environment? And just to note here, right, this is taking a look at all the backup servers that are added into my Veeam one. So it's not just looking at one, it's really taking a look at the whole entire backup environment. And as you can see, I can see some of the most critical alarms here. I had a backup job, fail. I had some suspicious activity going on in my backups. Some bad host username login attempts. That could be, something to keep an eye on. Just making sure no one's trying to access things. I also, it looks like I have a security vulnerability notification. So this alarm actually is a Veeam Intelligence diagnostic signature, right? So this is telling me that I need to upgrade or I need to install this patch to make sure that I am, up to date with my patches, right? And that will give me the link direct when the alarm details. That's going to give me the link right to the upgrade. So really helping out, making sure that I'm staying secure in my environment. And then it's also, giving me some recommendations on how to resolve these issues. So that's some really intelligent stuff, and it's really going to help me understand, what's going on in my environment. And then if I wanted to, I can actually drill deeper into these alarms and get more information from the AI. So lastly here, right, let's go back. So I think I got 400, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
So now we go into the final Veeam party. Dun, dun, dun.
We need buzzers.
So this is the question, right? What is this picture of and what does it do? So Matt, how much, first, before we answer, how much do you want to wager?
Ooh, you know what? Go big or go home. I'm going all in.
So that's 1,200, 1,800 points.
I'll
And
trust
then
you on that. Yeah.
I'm at 1,200, 1,600 points. So in reality, so why don't you talk a little bit more about this picture for us?
Yes. So this is something that likely a lot of folks probably haven't seen yet. So this is what we call the recon scanner. So when Veeam acquired Coveware, they're industry leaders in incident response, and their toolkit is extremely impressive. If you haven't, read up on the company or anything like that, I highly encourage you to. There's so much underneath the covers there. But Recon Scanner, what it is this is now a separate program. You install it on your VBR server, and it will actually look for signs of compromise. So it'll look for all sorts of things that aligns to the MITRE ATT&CK framework. So it's very easy for security teams to see, what's affected and what sense there's a methodology built around it. And you can see this example here, right? Like it's finding some suspicious activity, right? Whether it's a matter of finding files or zip files or something's being flagged from the signature perspective to possibly things like, hey, you know what? We're seeing a lot of logins from specific accounts. So if you're not familiar with this, it was launched, as part of VDP Premium Edition back in November. Got a blog post on it. I think it was actually even highlighted at the Veeam Data Resiliency Summit that we had in November. So in a nutshell, I mean, that's what Recon Scanner is. Once again, kind of like what Craig said, over in the comments, this is another tool for the tool belt, like I mentioned earlier, build some braces, always good to add multiple layers to your posture. So that's my answer.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? I guess you win, Matt. I give up. I'm white flagging it or whatever it's called these days. So yeah, I think that was a great answer, and I know we're up on time. So I just want to thank everybody for, taking the time out today to join us for this special edition of, Veeam Party, Veeam Intelligence. And I hope everybody has a happy and safe holiday. I think this is our last scheduled show for the year. So, we'll all see you again next year, and have a nice day.
Thanks all.